Carly Fiorina, the candidate, well, sure, her poll numbers are rising due to a strong performance at the Republican presidential debate. Fiorina is now in second. This is according to a new CNN ORC poll, attracting 15% of the Republican vote behind Donald Trump, who has 24%. Now, as Carly Fiorina's poll numbers rise, there's more attention being paid to her record when she was chief executive of Hewlett-Packard. My colleague and co-host for the next half hour, Mark Crumpton, is joining me now. And Mark, you've got a chart that actually looks at sort of her track record.
You know, it's interesting because now that she seems to be gaining some steam, now it seems to be everybody for themselves, and now her tenure at HP is coming under fire. Donald Trump at one point called her tenure here a disaster. But if you look at the chart right now, take a look at those numbers, Pimm. What are we seeing in those lines? She didn't destroy HP. That seems to be the consensus. If you look at the tenure and see how the lines are going, you see where HP was, they had a lot of changes. And yes, the criticism was that a lot of people got laid off during her tenure. But there was also...
She doesn't dispute that.
No,
I mean,
she does not dispute
and when
that.
she did the compact deal, I mean, that was in the context of, I think you described it earlier today, that it was a more challenged technology market.
And she understood this, and she has been a fierce advocate of what she had to do, given what she was handed when she took over HP. There was the controversy between her and then some back and forth over what happened when Mark Hurd was there as well. And the way she has described it, and of course I'm paraphrasing, that she dealt with what she was handed, and she dealt with it as best she could at the time. But as the chart again pointed out, it wasn't a complete disaster, no matter how much her rivals are trying to say so. I saw an Associated Press article on this. Tom Perkins, he's a venture capitalist.
Right, Kleiner Perkins.
He was on HP's board when she was there, and he criticized her, but he told the Associated Press, he says, it was a mistake to dump her. I think she is brilliant and has gotten a lot of unwarranted criticism.
Can I put you on the spot?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you think that she's getting extra criticism and extra scrutiny, not because of her business record, but because she's a woman?
Absolutely. That's not on the spot. Yes.
Okay, you know, I mean...
And I've spoken to Ms. Fiorina a couple of times. I've interviewed her twice, and she talked about the challenge it was being a female in that environment in Silicon Valley and some of the hurdles she faced. And she said it not in a situation where she was reflecting bitterness. She just reflected the reality of the times in which she was the head of HP.